Salvete discipuli, hello 6th grade, and welcome to Latin this week. This week we are going to be learning some Latin vocabulary for parts of the body. So this is going to lead into a kind of silly, fun project we're going to be doing this week. So I'll have a little bit of information about that at the end of this. So as usual, just make sure you're taking notes on the Latin words. If I'm moving too fast through the slides, you can always pause the video, or I will also post these slides on Google Classroom so you can go through and take notes there as well. So let's jump into it. All right, so we have partes corporis. This is parts of the body in Latin. So all of our words today are going to be nouns for different parts of the body. And like with last week, we are going to be learning some plural forms as well with our singular forms. Now, quite a few of our words we're going to be learning today are going to have plural forms as well, because a lot of our body parts, we have more than one, right? Like eyes, ears, arms, legs, feet, things like that. So there's going to be quite a few plurals in here. So do make sure that you write down both the singular and the plural forms for the words that have them. And they do also have their grammatical gender, so make note of that as well. So we're going to start with our word corpus. Corpus is a neuter noun. This is kind of a weird one because we're used to seeing that US ending be masculine, but this belongs to a special group of verbs. So corpus is going to be neuter, and this is going to be our word for the body. So this is the word for the whole body. Now, in English, this is related to the word corpse, which means a dead body, but in Latin, this just means sort of the body in general. It's not necessarily meaning deceased. It can, but not always. Next, we have the word caput. Caput is neuter, and this is going to be our word for head. So for this one, think of like a baseball cap goes on your head. So that's how I remember this one. So caput. Caput is our Latin word for head. Next, we have our first one with the singular and the plural, oculus. Oculus is our singular form, and oculi is plural. And this is a masculine noun. This is our Latin word for eye. Oculus means one eye. Oculi means eyes, plural. So again, we often use this in the plural because most people have two eyes. So if you're a cyclops, or maybe some people can lose an eye, you only have one eye, but typically you're going to have two eyes going on. So that's why we have that plural there. So this is related to words think like binoculars. Binoculars, the bi part at the beginning of binoculars means two. So binoculars it's the two eyes that you look through. Next, we have nasus. Nasus is masculine. This is our Latin word for nose. So think of our word nasal, right? Like your nasal passages, or if you have allergies, you might use a nasal spray. So nasus is nose, and we've just given the singular one because most of us only have one nose, right? Okay, next we have os. Os is a neuter noun. This is our Latin word for your mouth. So this is mouth. Os. And this one, it does have a plural form, although it's not used that often because, again, most people only have one mouth. But in the plural, it would be ores with an R, and it's related to our word oral, right? When you speak orally, right, it means you're speaking out loud. An oral presentation is one that you have to speak. It's a spoken presentation. Next, we have dens or dentes. Dens is the singular, dentes is plural. This is a masculine noun. This is our word for teeth. So dens would be tooth, one tooth. Dentes is going to be teeth, plural. And this is related to dentist or dental, right? Someone who works on your teeth is the dentist. Next, we have auris. or aures. This is feminine. This is our Latin word for ear or ears. So auris, one ear, aures, ears, plural. And we get the word aural from this, A-U-R-A-L, it's like aural. It's kind of a word that's not used very often in English, so I want to pronounce it aural, but I think they pronounce it like oral. It's not oral with an O, like speaking. Aural with an A-U, it's like you hear it. It's something that's heard. I always want to say aural because of the aures. So that's things that are heard. And next we have umeri. Umeri, this one I've only given to in the plural, and I've given you this word specifically because there's head, shoulders, knees, and toes in Latin. So we're doing that in my class, and I can sing it for you guys at the end if you like. But umeri is our word for shoulders. So we need this for my little song that we're going to do. So I've only given you the plural. Umerus with a US would be the singular if you want to know what just one shoulder is. Umerus with a US instead of an I would be singular. But umeri is plural for shoulders. Next we have brachium or brachia. This is our word for arm or arms. So brachium, one arm, brachia, two arms. All right, and next we have manus or manus. Very slight difference here between the singular and the plural. It's really just a long U versus a short U, and there's a very slight difference in pronunciation. So manus with an short U sound is going to be hand. Manus with more of that long U sound is hands, plural. So this is one of those cases where those long marks are important. Extra important, I should say, because they do distinguish between the singular and the plural. And this is related towards like manual, right? Manual labor means you're working with your hands. Or manicure. If you get your fingernails done, it's usually called a manicure. And then next we have digitus or digiti. This is masculine. This is our word for, it can either mean fingers or toes. So they don't really distinguish between fingers or toes. It means digits. So these are your digits. We kind of use that sometimes. So digitus is fingers, or it can mean toes. Next, we have crus or crura. So crus and crura. This is neuter. This is our word for leg or legs. Leg or legs. And again, we have that US that looks like it should be masculine. We're used to US as masculine. In this case, though, it is a neuter noun. All right, and this is another one that technically this is a plural. This is a neuter plural ending. This is like umeri, our word for shoulders that I only gave you for the purposes of the song. So this is genua. This is our word for knees, and it is the plural. Genuum with a um ending would be the singular. And so this is related to the word genuflect. If you genuflect, it means you're getting down on your knees, you're kneeling. All right, and then we have pes or pedes, and this is our word for foot or feet. So the pedes, right, you see here, ped, this is related to like pedal, right? When you pedal a bike, you use your feet, or pedestrian, that's someone who's walking, right? Things like that. It's related to our word, Latin word for foot or feet. Okay, and that is it for our vocab for today. So it's kind of a lot. Just because a lot of them have two forms, but get those all written down. So I'll sing really quickly, head, shoulders, knees, and toes for you guys. But it goes, I'm not gonna stand up and do it because I won't fit in the screen, but it goes, caput umeri genua pedes, caput umeri genua pedes, oculi aures os nasus, caput umeri genua pedes. So that's it, shoulders, knees, and toes, if you want to know how to do that in Latin. Now, the other thing we are doing this week is we're doing a monster project. You're going to be creating a monster using this vocabulary. So there's going to be two parts to this project. So part one is this week. So I'm going to post a description of a monster in Latin. And to do this, you're going to have to spend a little bit of time reviewing your number words and your color words. So make sure you go back and know what those words are, because those are going to be included. This is a little bit tying some review vocab in with our new vocab. I will have the lists with those vocab words on Google Classroom as well, just because it's been a little while since we've done some of those. So for part one for this week, you're going to receive a description of a monster that I have created, listing how many of different types of body parts the monster has. Maybe he has multiple heads or more than normal arms or eyes or things like that. And it's going to have in Latin listed what the body part is, how many of them it has, and then I'm also going to have a description of what color the different body parts should be. And you are going to do your best job to draw the monster how you think it should look with the specific numbers of different limbs and such. So get creative with your monster. The point of this is nobody's monster should look exactly the same, because you might draw arms differently. You might maybe make the arms look more like tentacles or something like that. So the point is to be very silly with this and have some fun. But I want to see how you interpret my monster with the descriptions that I've given to you. So that's going to be part one. So for my remote students, you're going to read my monster description and then again draw it how you think that monster should look. And then you'll send me a picture of the monster you've drawn. And then part two will be for next week. And I'll have some descriptions about that next week, but you're going to be creating your own monster for next week. So I'll have descriptions about that part for next week. So for this week, again, review your colors and your numbers in addition to our new words. And then you're going to take my description and draw it as best you can how you think it should look, okay? If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to email me. Let me know if I can help in any way, but have some fun with this project. I'm really excited to see what you guys all come up with. Like I said, the instructions and the description and the review words will all be posted on Google Classroom. Walete discipuli. See you next week.